You're lying in bed. It's 2:13 in the morning. The room is dead silent except for that high-pitched ringing in your ears. It just won't shut up. So you grab your phone, open your white noise app, and switch on the fan, whatever it takes to drown out that tinnitus. And yeah, it works, sort of. But now you're wondering, am I just putting a Band-Aid on a deeper problem? What if I'm actually making it worse? What if I can't sleep without this sound anymore? I hear this all the time from patients, and I get why you're confused because half the internet tells you masking is bad, and the other half says it's necessary. Today, we're going to cut through that noise literally and give you the straight truth about using sound at night for tinnitus, when it helps, when it hurts, and how to know the difference.
If you're navigating hearing loss or struggling with ringing in your ears, then you've come to the right place. The All Ears Hearing and Tinnitus podcast is your go-to source for expert insights, real stories, and cutting-edge solutions in hearing health. We'll dive into the latest advancements in hearing healthcare, explore groundbreaking treatments for tinnitus, and offer practical tips for better hearing. Here to help you tune into a world of better hearing, here's your host from Timpanogos Hearing and Tinnitus, Dr. Layne Garrett.
Hi, I'm Dr. Layne Garrett, founder of Timpanogos Hearing and Tinnitus, and I've been helping people with tinnitus for over 20 years. I'm not here to sell you a sound machine. I'm here to help you sleep again. Here's why people are so confused about this. You've probably heard conflicting advice. Some people say, never mask your tinnitus. You need to habituate to it, and covering it up just prevents that from happening. Other people say, focus on it. You need sound enrichment at all times to give your brain something else to listen to. And then there's the fear. If I start sleeping with a fan or white noise, I'll become dependent on it and never be able to sleep without sound again. So which is it? Well, here's what I tell my patients. Using sound at night isn't inherently helpful or harmful. It's all about how you're using it and why. And that distinction makes all the difference between sound therapy that actually helps your tinnitus improve versus just temporarily covering it up every night. Before we go any further, if you're finding this helpful, please do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I put out videos every week on tinnitus and hearing loss, and I want to make sure you don't miss the practical information that can help you get better. Let me break this down into 3 different scenarios because not everyone using nighttime sound is doing the same thing. In the first scenario, I call it the panic response. This is where you turn on a fan or white noise machine because your tinnitus is driving you crazy and you literally cannot fall asleep without covering it up completely. The goal here is maximum volume. You want that sound loud enough to completely mask your tinnitus so you can't hear it at all. Here's the problem with this approach. You're training your brain that tinnitus is an emergency that needs to be eliminated immediately. You're reinforcing anxiety response instead of reducing it. And over time, you often end up needing louder and louder and louder sound just to get the same relief. This is what people mean when they warn about masking your tinnitus. And honestly, this approach can be harmful in the long run because you're not actually addressing the underlying problem, which is your brain's reaction to the tinnitus, not the tinnitus itself. The second scenario is sound enrichment for sleep. Now, this is different. Instead of blasting white noise to completely cover up your tinnitus, you're using gentle background sound at a comfortable level to give your brain something neutral to focus on while you're falling asleep. The volume is low enough that you can still hear your tinnitus if you focus on it, but the sound gives you an alternate focal point. It's like the difference between trying to meditate in a completely silent room versus a quiet room with gentle rain sounds in the background. This approach is actually helpful for most people because it reduces the contrast between your tinnitus and silence without creating that emergency response. You're not covering up the tinnitus, you're just making the environment more comfortable. Scenario number 3 is therapeutic sound therapy. This is where nighttime sound becomes one component of a comprehensive tinnitus treatment plan that is supervised by a tinnitus specialist. And this is important. I'm not just talking about buying a sound machine and calling it treatment. I'm talking about a full treatment plan that might include things like hearing aids with sound therapy features if you have hearing loss, dedicated sound generators for specific therapeutic protocols, cognitive behavioral therapy to address the anxiety and thought patterns around your tinnitus, and sometimes advanced treatments like linear bimodal neuromodulation therapy. Other components of a treatment plan include lifestyle modifications like diet, sleep hygiene, stress management, education about what tinnitus is and why your brain is reacting to it. In this scenario, nighttime sound isn't just something you're doing randomly, it's part of a structured approach where we're addressing the multiple factors that make tinnitus bothersome. The sound therapy supports the other work you're doing. This is where tinnitus treatment really works because you're not just managing symptoms, actually retraining your brain's response to tinnitus through multiple evidence-based approaches working all together. And honestly, this is why we see a 90% success rate with tinnitus patients in my clinic. We're not just throwing a sound machine at the problem and hoping for the best. We're building a comprehensive plan tailored to what's actually driving your tinnitus distress. So here's what the actual research tells us. Your brain has this network called the limbic system that's responsible for emotional responses. And when you have bothersome tinnitus, this system is in overdrive. Every time you hear that ringing, your brain flags it as a threat. Sound enrichment at night can help break that cycle, but only if you're using it correctly. Now here's my practical advice. Do's. Keep the volume low enough that you can still faintly hear your tinnitus. Use natural sounds, gentle music, or broadband sound rather than pure white noise. Make it comfortable, not urgent. You should feel relaxed and relieved. Think of it as creating a pleasant soundscape, not an emergency exit strategy. Here's what I tell my patients don't do. Don't crank the volume to completely mask your tinnitus. Don't use sound as your only tinnitus management strategy. Don't panic if you forget to turn it on one night. Flexibility is actually good. Don't use the same irritating sound every night that becomes its own annoyance. And here's something important. If you find yourself absolutely panicking on nights when you don't have your sound machine, or if you're constantly increasing the volume to get relief, that's a sign you need professional help with your tinnitus. The sound isn't the problem. The underlying anxiety and hyperacusis are. Now let's talk clearly about that dependency fear, because it's real for a lot of people. Will you become dependent on nighttime sound? Maybe. But here's the thing. That's not necessarily bad. Lots of people without tinnitus sleep better with a fan or white noise going. It's a preference, not a pathology. The question is, are you dependent because the sound creates a comfortable sleep environment? Or are you dependent because you're using it to escape panic about your tinnitus? If it's the first one, you're fine. If it's the second one, that's what needs to be addressed. I've had patients successfully reduce their tinnitus distress to the point where they don't need nighttime sound anymore. And I've also had patients who still prefer to use it even after their tinnitus no longer bothers them. Both outcomes are completely fine. The goal isn't to eliminate all sound enrichment from your life. The goal is to eliminate the distress response to your tinnitus. So here's the bottom line. Nighttime sound for tinnitus is helpful when used as part of a broader strategy to reduce your distress and improve your quality of life. It's harmful when used as an emergency escape mechanism that reinforces anxiety. If you're using gentle background sound to create a comfortable sleep environment, keep doing it. If you're blasting white noise in a panic every night, it's time to address that underlying anxiety and hyperacusis with a tinnitus specialist. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments. Are you using nighttime sound for your tinnitus? What works best for you? Fans, white noise, nature sound, music? And are you using it for comfort or to escape? Let me know below. And if you want to dive deeper into tinnitus treatment strategies, I've put together a free online learning center with comprehensive information about different treatment approaches, what works, and what's just marketing hype. You can find a link to that in the description below. If you're here in Northern Utah and want to work with our award-winning clinic to help your tinnitus, you can schedule an appointment online in one of our clinics. I'll put a link in the description below. We've helped thousands of people significantly reduce their tinnitus distress, and we'd love to help you too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
A world of better hearing and relief from tinnitus is within reach, and we're here to help. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast right now and join us on the journey to clearer sound and a richer life. Thanks for listening to the All Ears Hearing and Tinnitus podcast with Dr. Layne Garrett. We'll see you next time.